The host has muted the conference. This line cannot be unmuted. Muted. The recording has started.
This little boy Krishna is wandering in the forest of Vrindavan. He's loaded with valuable jewels. He went, a little boy loaded with valuable jewels. I will go to the forest, I will find that bird, and I'll steal the jewels. He was all set, I'll become a millionaire overnight. All right. So he went to Vrindavan, and he was very eager. I must see Krishna. I must find that boy. I must see Krishna. I must see Krishna. Even though his desire was material, he had an intense desire. I must find that boy. And Krishna revealed himself. Krishna saw Kali, and he said, "Oh, Krishna, you have so many valuable jewels. Can you give me some?" He said, No. Mother Yasoda, she was called me. But by association with Krishna, he became purified. He actually became purified. He became a pure devotee, and then Krishna said, all right, you can do it. So we have that eagerness. I must see Krishna. I must see Krishna. We can have a deity, or we can have a picture. And someday we can actually see Krishna directly. Prabhupada told me, now you just qualify yourself to see Krishna. That day can come. If we pursue this pathway very seriously, that day can come. We'll actually see Krishna face to face, eye to eye. That day will come. So, pursue this pathway very seriously with great determination. The gopis were so much eager to see Krishna. Some of them who were prevented from going, they left till they died. They gave up their life. Some gopis who weren't allowed to go, they died. They can't see Krishna, I'll give up my life. They died. Gave up their lives because they couldn't see Krishna. They were so eager to see Krishna. I must see Krishna, I must see Krishna, I must see Krishna. Eager. So Krishna is also available, he's fully available in the Bhagavad Gita. So every single, Krishna and Krishna's words are non-different. So you can, the Hare Krishna mantra also, you can directly associate with Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So many wonderful verses. Yagya Shishta Shanta Muchanse Sarvaka Vishai Bhunjate Devakam Papyam Yeva Chanta Karana. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which has been offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment rarely eat only sin. So this taking prasadam is actually a very, very special thing. It's not just ordinary food. So understand this is a great blessing. A great, great blessing. Like I have this opportunity to take Krishna prasadam. It's Krishna himself. He's manifesting the form of these foodstuffs to purify me. It actually drives me. So I have so many past sins. That's why I have a material body right now, isn't it? So many past sins. Well, by taking prasadam, I can become free of my past sins. The more I take prasadam, the more I become liberated.
But you get another sin also.
Of course, if you overeat, that's another matter. Then you become sick. Once you take what is necessary to keep body and soul together, we shouldn't overeat or undereat. Take what is necessary to keep yourself in good health, serving Krishna. But then by that eating, you become purified. And those who eat food which is not offered to Krishna, even vegetables, are eating sin. If they eat a carrot, it's not offered to Krishna, it's also sin. Of course, a cow's even worse. But even vegetables that are not offered is also sin. So we have to learn how to mold our lives according to these wonderful teachings that Krishna is giving us. And then by doing that, our lives become simply wonderful, super ecstatic. Simply you have to learn how to be tune in, turn on, and bliss out. How to get connected with Krishna. Just like when you have a Krishnali, we don't listen to the radio, but it used to be we listen to the radio. So you have to tune into the right place. If you're a little bit off, it's also static. You actually tune in the exact place on the radio dial and get a very nice clear reception. So we have to tune in to Krishna. Not that we're holding on to some separate desire, separate from pleasing Krishna. Our only desire should be to please Krishna. Let me make these giviks in such a way that pleases Krishna in a mood of loving service that Krishna is very pleased. Let me roll this cloth here in a way which gives great pleasure to Krishna. I'm doing it in a mood of loving service, serving Vaishnava, serving Guru, serving Krishna. So if we take this process very, I must now fine tune my consciousness. Must always fine tune, refining. Just like an example of radio again. I know my dad, he used to listen to stereo radio, FM, stereo radio, but then there was a tuning knob and there was a fine tuning knob. It's for stereo bus, you know. There was a tuning knob and the fine tuning knob. You can refine it. So we have to not only tune into Krishna, we have to do fine tuning, refine it. That's why we have these 10 offenses. We have to avoid these 10 offenses. We have to know the 10 offenses, and we have to see how I can avoid them. How I can say this mantra with great attention and great devotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tune in, tune in that consciousness. Satam Kirtikantam. Always chanting my glories and endeavoring with great determination, these great souls, perfection, devotion, to only become great souls, not only for our benefit, but for the benefit of the suffering souls of this world. Because if one becomes a great soul, he can have an uplifting impact on the entire world. As Narada Muni told Pundarik in the Itihasa Samuchaya, Janmantara Sahasreshu Yasha Sadvada Idrishi Vasudeva Sarvakam Vasasi. Yes, yes. After many births, one realizes he's the eternal servant of Vasudeva, he can deliver all the worlds. So we should not only think of our own liberation, we should think, how can I purify my consciousness, not only for my liberation, but also that I can help so many other people. I can help create an atmosphere on this planet where many, many people can come to Krishna consciousness. See, that's the desire. We want to lead everyone. Lord Chaitanya said, whoever you meet, instruct him in the teachings of Krishna. In this way, in my order, you become guru and you deliver the people of this country. So wherever you are, your duty is to deliver. If you're visiting Mauritius, your duty is to liberate the people of Mauritius. If you're in South Africa, wherever you are, it's your duty to deliver the people of that country. If you're passing through an airport in Doha, it's your duty to deliver the people of Doha, Qatar. Wherever you are, if you're in Austin, Texas, it's your duty to deliver the people in the United States of America. Wherever you are, you should think it's my Lord Chaitanya ordered me to deliver these people here in this country where I am right now. So we see that great teachers, they travel all over the world, like Prabhupada is always traveling all over the world. Go to Los Angeles, go to Miami. He went to Miami, he went to Honolulu, he went to Atlanta, he went to New Vrindavan, he went to Dallas, he went to San Francisco, so many places. Prabhupada went to London, he went to so many places all over the world. Went to Australia, so many places. Liberate the fallen souls who are suffering here in the cycle of birth and death. Liberate them by giving them Krishna. Prabhupada was preaching with such purity, with such intensity, with such a desire to liberate the fallen souls. And because of his sincere desire and his pure consciousness, Krishna sent so many people. So many people came, thousands and thousands of people came, became disciples of Prabhupada to assist him in his world deliverance mission. So we have to continue in that same mood that Prabhupada had, very, very much a desire to liberate the fallen souls of this world. Not just my own liberation, but how I can see that all these fallen souls can become liberated. That mood we have to have. All these fallen souls, how can we preach in such a way that more and more people will come and take this process serious so they can get out of this hellish nightmare called this material existence? There's no reason to stay here. Yana Shastra Bhutanam Tasham Jagati Samini Yasham Jagati Bhutani Sana Shapa Shatomune. But it's night for all beings, the time awakening to the self-control. The time awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. We see this literally. See, the devotees get up early in the morning, like at 1:30 a.m. or 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. when all the non-devotees are sleeping. And when they stay up late to watch the late, I remember when we were kids, we used to watch the late show. It came out at 10 o'clock at night. Let's stay up for the late show on television. But the devotees go to bed early. Even that's the saying in America, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Prabhupada actually quoted that famous saying from Benjamin Franklin. Prabhupada quoted it. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So devotees, they want to go to bed early and get up early. See it in the night, the mode of passion, mode of ignorance come predominant. Actually goes in the mode of ignorance after sundown. During the during the day, the mode of passion. Once the sun comes up, it's Rajagun going on, Rajagun. The sun goes down, Tamagun. So the devotees want to be up to that Sattvagun time, the Brahma Muhurtas, the early morning time. The mode of goodness is very, very conducive for fixing the mind on Krishna, fixing the mind on God, going deep. So if we take this process seriously, our life will be unlimitedly sublime. We can get out of this hellish nightmares. Najayate mriyate vakadachin mayam bhutbhava vibhava navuya ajal nityam shashvatoyam purano na anyate andamane shavira. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, is not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, ever existing, undying, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So we have to come back to that identity. We have to stop misidentifying with this body. Where is this body headed? Old age, disease, and death. Krishna confirms, Dehina smandita dehe, kamaram dharvanandara, tata dehantara bhaktir, didasatanamuryati. The embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age. So similarly passes another body at the time of death. The self-realized souls and not removed by such a change. So you realize that you're heading to death. You realize you're heading to that. You're going to leave this whole body behind, whatever you think is yours. You see, you're going to leave everything behind. Everything is left behind. But your relationship you have with your spiritual master, Krishna, and the Vaishnava, that's your eternal life. That loving relationship with Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnava, that will go with you, birth after birth after birth. Or back at home, back to God, whatever your position. If you take birth again, we'll pick up where you left off. Even a slight amount of advancement, Krishna says, in this pathway protects them from the most dangerous type of fear. Even a slight amount of advancement. So, if we take this process seriously, then we're guaranteed to continue on this pathway in the next life, or to wake up into Loka Vrindavan, our original loving relationship with Krishna, having an eternal body that never gets sick, that never gets old, that never dies, and all kinds of ecstatic, loving relationship with Krishna. Somebody said, doesn't Krishna get bored living for eternity?
Yeah.
That was quite a question. Doesn't he get bored having to go on for all of eternity? I said, actually, time is his energy. He's beyond time. Not that Krishna said, well, I've been 10,000 years I've been here in Goloka. No, Krishna lives in the eternal present. Time is his energy. Time is. We're under times, and Krishna's not under time. Huh? What's that? It gets old, you know. Being here in Goloka Vrindavan for 10 billion years, it gets old and boring. Like, I imagine that's a question. Doesn't it get boring for Krishna? Doesn't he get bored? So the point is, he doesn't think, well, it's been 10 million. Krishna is not under time's influence. Time is under his influence. He's living in the ever-fresh present. He's not thinking, well, I've been here for so many years. No, he's living in the eternal present. He can jump into the past, the future. He can go wherever he wants. he wants to go into the past, he can go into the past, and that's the present for him. He can jump. He has times that completely under his control. If he wants to jump back to, when he had this past time, he can have it again, whatever he wants. If he wants to live Govardhan Hill again, he can do it again. He's completely under his control. He's not, well, now I have to go with Dwarka, but no, he can go back to being Vrindavan whenever he wants to. He can have, his Leela in Vrindavan is eternal. Even though he goes to Dwarka, he's eternally in Vrindavan. Krishna is not under time's influence. That's the point. So anyway, let's see if we have any questions rolling in. Shamapriya Devi Dasi. Does eagerness to see Krishna develop only when one has love for Krishna? Or actually, the example of Shamapriya was given by a thief. He had no love for Krishna, but he was eager because he wanted the jewels. He wanted to become a millionaire overnight by stealing the jewels from a little kid. But even such a person became a pure devotee. He was so intense in his desire that Krishna revealed himself. And but by seeing Krishna, he became a completely pure devotee. Within moments, he became a completely pure devotee. So even if you have a material desire for seeing Krishna, that will also purify you. Doesn't have to be the example given by Prabhupada. Okay, when the dualities come, mostly the thought comes of what others think due to the duality. Then to say there's Krishna's mercy, so kindly help me. Yeah, I can remember the exact quote. Let's see. Person who is not disturbed or elated by happiness and distress. I wish I remember the exact quote. Here's what you do. This is a very, very important quote. You go to the Sri Upanishad, Mantra 10, item number 15. That's where it is in the Sri Upanishad. I wish I could remember it now, but I forget it. That is a very, very helpful. And actually, I'm going to look it up right now. I have a database here. I'm going to pop into the database for a minute and get it. Because I want to give the exact quote. It's a fantastic quote. Let's see. We go to Sri Upanishad. I hope I haven't cut off the devotees. I don't think I have other books. Sri Upanishad, Mantra 10. Text. Oh, purport, yeah. Item 15. Now here it is. Oh yeah, I keep changing it in my brain. One should not be happy or distressed over desirables and undesirables, knowing that such feelings are just created by the mind. That's an amazing quote. One should not be happy or distressed over desirables and undesirables, knowing that such feelings are just created by the mind. So if you remember that, one should not be happy or distressed over desires or undesirables, knowing that such feelings. You're saying desirable, this is a feeling of the mind. Or it's undesirable, it's a feeling of the mind. So you have to go beyond these dualities by seeing through the eyes of Scripture, Shastra Chaksus. And that will help you to be focused. I recommend you can go to Sri Upanishad, Mantra 10, item number 15, and copy it down and write it down and post it somewhere in your room. Post it somewhere and say, okay, I have to do that. One should not be happy or distressed over desires and undesirables, seeing that such feelings that is created by the mind. So in that way, you have to detach yourself from the mental fluctuations, ups and downs of the material energy. The mind is always up and down, up and down. The mind is going to up and down, up and down, up and down. But you have to understand, I exist beyond this mind. You see, this mind is not me. It's a tool I can use for Krishna. So the mind is under the influence of Kali. And I can't use it nicely in Krishna's service. So instead of the mind being under Kali's influence, Kali Yuga brain, right? Instead of being under Kali's influence, I have to put this mind under Krishna's influence by Shastra Chaksus, and the eyes of Scripture. One is not disturbed by happiness and distress. Seeing that such as the fluctuation. Again, I'm forgetting. I need to get that one firm. Quote. One should not be happy, experience happiness and stress. Again, I forgot it. You remember?
And one should not be elated by happiness or disturbed by distress, knowing that such feelings are created by the mind.
So let's see what else we have. Anything from the locals here? Yes.
Sugar, that this mind, ultimately the mind is still material. So if we consider mind is speaking, actually it's the soul.
Like your body is also material. Your mind is also, just like your body is material, your mind is also material.
But since mind is material, it doesn't have that consciousness, right? That means ultimately it's
the mind on itself is not Krishna conscious. You have to engage it in Krishna's service.
So if I'm saying that the mind is talking like this, that actually it is me as a person desiring the negative or
if you give in to the dictates of your mind, then you're in trouble. Don't give in to the dictates of your mind.
But the mind...
You have to tell your mind, okay, mind, now our only business is Krishna consciousness. You got it, mind? You understand, my dear mind? What is that song? My dear mind, please now engage yourself in the devotional service of the divine Son of Nanda. If you become a fixed-up devotee, it's described in Bhagavad Gita 3a, then your mind's totally fixed. You can make your mind a pure mind. You become a pure devotee, your mind will be completely fixed in Krishna consciousness. It won't divert you anymore. It will support your Krishna consciousness.
So I'm just trying to understand. Because mind is like the body, it doesn't have that consciousness, it can't think, like hand can't think. So similarly, mind is also a material element, whether it's a subtle. So that means it can't think.
The mind is always nature is to think. That's the mind's nature, thinking, always. That's the business of the mind, thinking. Right? So you have to learn, you have to see through the eyes of Scripture. You have to always think in terms of Scripture, not in terms of sense satisfaction. Then your mind will probably become liberated from. Bhajahure manasvinanandana abhaya charanara. My dear mind, please now engage yourself in the devotional service of the divine Son of Nanda. Prabhupada said, give the money, beat the mind with shoes 100 times. Some statement like that. Beat them, okay, you rascal. You've been in a Kali's influence too long, and now I'm not going to let you be any Kali. Now you're no longer going to be a slave of Kali. Now, my dear mind, you're going to become Krishna conscious. My dear mind. You can talk to your mind. Govinda does. Talk to your mind. Okay, mind. That's it. No more nonsense. No more lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy. You rascal. Now your only business is 24/7. Now even your dreams at night, mind. Your only business now is to about. Well, here we have Vishnu Rata. How I can bridge the gap between fearfulness to fearlessness. Abhaya Charana. What is the meaning of Abhaya Charana? One who takes shelter of one who becomes fearless by taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. If you try to be happy independently from Krishna, you naturally will be in a state of fear. If you understand my only happiness is my complete total absorption in serving Krishna, then you become fearless. If I see everything as Krishna's mercy at every minute, then I can become fearless in every situation. Even death is a piece of cake for one who is taking complete shelter of Krishna. Okay, Lord, got another service for me? Okay, whatever service you want me to do, this body and not the material body, in the spiritual world, whatever you want me to do, my Lord, I'm now fully under your direction and control. You make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as you like. If you have that mood, then you'll be always fearless, never become fearful. See, the loving hand of Krishna is blessing me every minute. Let me Krishna do whatever Krishna wants me to do. Let me think whatever he wants me to think. Let me speak whatever he wants me to speak. Let me do whatever he wants me to do in every situation from now on for all eternity, and you achieve absolute fearlessness. Isn't it? So why we don't want to do that? Why are we so stupid? Well, maybe Krishna is a myth. Maybe it's a Hindu myth. Those Hindus, they talk some Hindu mythology. Or maybe Prabhupada's an ordinary man. Maybe he's just some person who's trying to get some followers, make some money by talking some high philosophy. These doubts, maybe kick these doubts out. See, Prabhupada is a great empowered acharya sent by Krishna. Just because he had a pastime of being an ordinary businessman doesn't mean he's an ordinary person. This was a leela. But actually, Prabhupada's a great empowered acharya sent by Krishna from the spiritual world to liberate us from this hellish nightmare of material existence. We have to take these teachings very, very seriously. That these teachings of Prabhupada are my life and soul. To take shelter of this great Vaishnava acharya is my life and soul. Anything else? Anyone satisfied now?
Yeah, finished.
Ready to finish?
2 minutes.
We got a couple of minutes left. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So Krishna makes it very...
Doesn't anybody any realization?
Anybody have a realization they want to share? Verbally or on the... somebody wants to speak up? Speak up and put it on the unmute. Somebody wants to speak. Anybody want to speak up with a question or a realization?
Nobody is going to speak up in front of you.
Really? Everybody's ready now to take this process seriously, to take Lord Chaitanya's order. He said, as many towns and villages there are throughout the entire world, this Krishna conscious movement will be spread. So now wherever you are, you have to think, how can I make a revolution here in this town to get thousands and thousands of people in the Krishna consciousness? Tens of thousands of people. Whatever city you are, it's your duty. Think, how can I revolution in this place? Lord Chaitanya's movement. We have to take it very seriously to make big successful movement. This should become universally established as a world religion. That will solve all the problems. They're spending millions of dollars on the United Nations. It's a complete waste of money. This is a true United Nations. Because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. They're all it's part, even an animal. Why they're killing the animals? These are our brothers. Killing the animal. Let's see. They say, well, these are my fellow Americans. But the cows are also born in this country. They're also Americans. Now you can say, I love my brother and I eat the calf. This is nonsense. It's a very simple thing going on. We have to put a stop to these slaughterhouses and these abortion clinics.
Again.
Sometimes the challenged son faces are always weighing. One question will take it. How to handle the stress? Some of that. Okay, what the majority did. Sometimes the challenged son faces are always weighing on one's mind and stressed about the strong faith in Krishna, how to handle the stress. Talking about your son, apparently. Challenge one's son faces. Well, you have to train your son to be Krishna conscious, to see everything, to handle challenges by taking shelter of Krishna. We have to train the spiritual master to train his disciples, and the parents have to train their children to see everything in relation with Krishna. And that way they can handle all challenges. So they see
But
everything.
has to accept the challenges. If they want to have the progeny, they have to accept the challenges.
And having progeny means you have to think of it as a big challenge. Here's this soul that's come to me. I have to see this soul become delivered from the cycle of birth and death. It's a big challenge. Having a child or making a disciple, that's a big challenge. It's my duty. I've taken a disciple, or I've had a son. I have to make sure this person now becomes qualified to go back down back to God. How to handle stress?
And
You have to.
the spiritual master doesn't have the challenges. If disciple doesn't follow, then the spiritual master cannot do anything. Parents have responsibility to accept the challenge.
Okay.
They also, if the son doesn't listen, they cannot do much. But it is the spiritual master.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev, Hare Krishna, Srimati Guru Mataji. Actually, I made a mistake. It's not sun. I have made a typing mistake. One faces. I wanted to say sometimes the challenge that one faces, they always weigh on one's mind as stress despite the strong faith in Krishna. I'm so sorry. This is a typing mistake. Yeah.
As that Sri Upanishad statement says, that one should not feel happiness or distress over desirables and undesirables, nor that such feelings that is created by the mind. You have to see everything that's coming is Krishna's mercy, and it's for your benefit to help you become more and more dependent upon Him. See everything as His blessing. That's the key. Krishna's mercy is giving me this difficulty to help me become more and more feeling dependent on Him. Take every challenge as a blessing to help me become more and more dependent on Krishna. Okay?
Thank you, Srila Gurudev.
Done.
Thank you.
We'll stop here. We thank everybody for tuning in. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Jai.